Hey, so forgive the stuff in the background. Yeah, some of y'all may know I am moving. I'm a nomad, and change is inevitable. So ignore what's in the background back there. I wanted to follow up on a story that I had shared on my channel, and it's been maybe a year ago, maybe a little bit longer. No, it hasn't been longer. It was been about a year ago. So I went to Arizona, BLM Land, Bureau of Land Management, for the RTR. But we didn't end up going to the RTR, but we ran into a lot of people who did go to the RTR, and it was my first time on Bureau of Land Management. And so we were camping, some friends and some frenemies, right? And we were walking. We took a walk, and I decided to. We took a walk, and there was a guy. He had a pickup truck, and he had a camper, and my blood sugar dropped really low, and so I had become really sick on the walk. So my friends, not my frenemy, but my friends, went back because he was the nearest like camper. And if you know anything about people out there on BLM land, most of the people, now I don't know with this election going on, but in general most people are very nice. So the man from the camper, he gave me like a granola bar. He gave me 2 items. I don't know what they were, but anyway, he gave me 2 items, and it was very nice. And we ended up staying, me and the friends, we ended up staying and talking to him. So later on, we were camped like maybe, within walking distance from him. So later on, after we went back to our camp, the guy, he came back over and he started talking to me. And we just struck up a conversation. He was talking about Africa. He had been there. We had a really good conversation. So we exchanged information. And in us talking and exchanging information, I learned some stuff about him, some of the needs he had being out there. He was an older gentleman, and I learned about some of the needs he had being out there. So I was aware of the nomad. Bob Wells has that nomad assistance, HOWA, House on Wheels or something. So anyway, I wrote an email to them, and I put him in touch with them and some other stuff I helped him with. So we became friends, just talking on the phone. We wasn't really talking on the phone. We would text each other. We might have had a couple of phone conversations. Well, actually, we did have some phone conversations. So, and then we also would text back and forth. And one day he texted me, and this is a white gentleman, and it's the reason why I'm bringing up race. One day he texted me. Well, every time he would text me, the emoji would be like a monkey or an animal. And I thought some people, because in general, people just don't text. People text like smiley faces or hearts or something like that. But to specifically have animals, and I don't know, just a long history of, y'all know the America. Don't play like y'all don't if y'all come to this channel. But so the history with people referring to black people as monkeys or associating us with animals and things like that. So those emojis, they always made me uncomfortable, but his text would be fine. So I never, thought anything about it. So one day we get off into another conversation. I can't even remember what it was. We were texting, and it might have been something. I don't really remember what it was. But anyway, he started talking about some ride it like a horse, and he was like, ride it hard, make it wet, just saying all these kind of things, right? And following that, he doubled down on these monkeys and these animals, emojis, right? So I didn't know it just, it pissed me off, and at the same time it rubbed me the wrong way, but I wasn't sure. So I did a video here on this channel, and of course, if I can find it, I'll put it here or the link down here. And I asked people about it, and people had a lot of interesting comments, like if he's never had that kind of conversation before, maybe somebody took his phone. The majority of you people said just don't talk to him anymore because you feel uncomfortable anyway. So I was like, okay, I'm just not gonna talk to him anymore, because I might not know if he was referring to me with the monkeys and all the animals, but saying ride it hard, make it wet, all that kind of stuff, that's clearly sexual in nature. So I stopped talking to him. And he texted me a lot more times after that, and I didn't respond to any of his texts. Then he sent me he called me sometimes or whatever, and he would leave me voicemails, and I didn't respond to any of his voicemails. So he stopped calling. I finally got rid of him. People had suggested change my number or block him and things like that, but I never did. So, and he never sent anything else like that. So he, just the other day, it's been about a week ago, and there was this number that called me, and I was waiting on a phone call. I really don't answer strange numbers, and you know your phone would be like potential spam or something like that. So I answered the call, and they said, Frankie, and I said, yeah, hello. And he said, this is Patrick. And I froze, right? And I said, oh, hello. And he said, I was wondering, he said, I'm in Minnesota, whatever place he was at right now. He said, but I am going back out west. He said, so my phone is acting up, so I'm calling you from a different number. I said, okay, you know, how you doing? He asked me how I was doing. And so it was really awkward. He knew his answer. He knew that all this time I had been avoiding his calls, avoiding his texts, and he got his answer. But even though, you know, I'm the kind of person that, this guy was lonely out there in the desert, and I definitely don't appreciate being associated with animals, and I definitely don't appreciate the inappropriate conversations, but 90% of the other texts and conversations we had were okay. So I was like, okay, I'm busy right now, but, you know, give me a call later. And he sat there silently, and he had his answer, you know, like, ain't no sense in me calling you later. You're not going to pick up anymore. You're not going to pick up no strange numbers. You're certainly not going to pick up my phone. And that was true. Why didn't I just say, hey, look, don't call me. I didn't appreciate this. This guy has to be maybe 80, right? Maybe 80. So, excuse me, y'all. He has to be maybe 80 years old. So it wasn't no sense in me. I just didn't do it. Had he been like a younger guy and somebody who was just, you know, I just didn't do it. I just didn't say, hey, look, I didn't appreciate it. Don't call me. And make no mistake about it. I'm really either like really kind or I'm up to the roof. I really don't have a great middle ground. So that's why I just avoided it. I like to avoid like confrontation, because in this lifetime, y'all know, confrontation is inevitable. But as an enterologist, always trying to keep my energy in balance. And so to say that to him and whatever his response would have been back, I just didn't want to deal with it. And also, to know me, sometimes I just didn't want to deal with it. I handled it the way I wanted to handle it. So basically, he had his answer. When I was like, okay, I'm busy right now, you know, you can call me later, he knew that I wouldn't pick up. So I just wanted to share that with y'all, because I was thinking about that today. I am moving. If y'all watch some of my other videos, so that's a part I have back here in my car. So ignore this van, because I am moving stuff around. I just made the previous video where I had stuff in storage. But anyway, what y'all going on? Tell me what y'all think about that. I just sometimes like to read comments and get everybody's opinion and all of that. So if you feel like it, give a comment or whatever. Thank y'all for watching. It's a beautiful fall day. I'm wearing this t-shirt that says blessed, and I truly do feel blessed, right? I truly feel blessed. Also had good news. Fia, I need a car though. Fia and Danette, when I talked to them, I didn't talk to them, I texted, and they were both okay. I do need to follow up, and that's another. I'm not sure if I made it clear, but what I mean by he had his answer, it meant that when I told him, oh, hey, you know, call me later, I was brushing him off, trying to get him off the phone. He knew that if he called me later, I wouldn't answer. So it probably wasn't the right way to deal with it, but it was the way I felt comfortable. It was the way that acting on my energy as an enterologist, it was the way that I could best deal with it then and now. So y'all know what though? Life is short. We say it all the time, but really we don't really think it. If we really thought life was short, we do more things that made us happy. So whatever you do and however you do it, always, always, always take the Dre route. Take the Dre route. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.